When Trump is in or Biden is in, and why do traders like Trump as the president now? Mainly, the main reason, guys, is because daily time frame. We can see that what we can anticipate for NASDAQ is that if this is the confirmed high and this guy doesn't keep on pushing higher and higher, we can anticipate it. Welcome back to another YouTube video of FlareFX, where we make trading very simple. It is another week, it is another dollar. If you're new here, please make sure to hit the subscribe button, turn on the post notifications. Road to 1,000 subscribers, guys. Trump just got elected, so these are the types of content that you're gonna need for the weeks coming up, right? Now, nonetheless, guys, as you guys can see by the title, this week is going to be NASDAQ, GER30 and gold. It is going to be jam-packed, guys. A lot of value in this one, so watch till the end. But nonetheless, let's get into the video. All right, guys. This is NASDAQ on the daily time frame, right? Last week, guys, we were looking at this thing, and I was anticipating that it was going to drop in anticipation to the elections to respect this fair value gap and push all the way to the top. That didn't happen. Like, as soon as Trump got elected, this thing just started skyrocketing all the way to the top, and it's at its all-time high now, guys. So the momentum of this thing is such a beautiful thing to see, especially in Trump in power. And another thing I wanted to mention for this video as well is that a lot of guys are asking, like, what's the difference when Trump is in or Biden is in, and why do traders like Trump as the president now? Mainly, the main reason, guys, is because Trump is a very controversial president. And why am I saying this is the use of Twitter, guys. This guy tweets a lot on Twitter, and it really makes the market very volatile. He can tweet about Bitcoin, it moves. He tweets about different currency pairs, or he can even tweet about a war, guys, and the markets move. There's a lot of volatility. A lot of traders like this because we are getting more entry opportunities, and the chart is moving more often than not, right? Hence why I'm saying, guys, make sure to hit the subscribe button, because for the upcoming year, I'll be even more consistent. Like, if you guys can see the content that I'm pushing out now, next year it's going to be times 10 better, guys. Trust me. So now, this is what we were seeing for, what do you call this, for NASDAQ. So now we can already see that this thing did not come all the way to the downside. As soon as main man got elected, it just pushed all the way to the top and made its all-time high, guys. So now, what is the next move now, right? So me looking at this thing, guys, and understanding market structure in and of its own, we'll even go over to the weekly time frame for this guy now, right? So we can see that price has already broken this high over here, right? So break of structure indicates what? A break of structure indicates trend continuation. Change of character indicates trend reversal. So in this case, we have a what? A break of structure. That means we're looking for what? More buy setups, because we're in a what? A bullish market. Simple. Now we tap over to the 4-hour time frame. As already can see, this thing has pushed all the way to the top over here, making this all-time high, and even has, you know, change character, especially on the lower time frames. We can even classify it over here, but we have a break of structure that we highlighted on the weekly time frame, so that's okay, right? So now let me just pull it out on the daily time frame, actually, because I think it's going to look way more better. So on the daily time frame, we can see that, what is this? NASDAQ has made its all-time high, but it's not yet confirmed, guys. This thing could just open the next week and keep on skyrocketing. Like, that's the thing about NASDAQ, we never know. So now let's assume this is already our all-time high, right? I'll come in over here with my Fibonacci retracement tool, put it over here, and then we'll execute relatively based off of this zone over here. So now I hear a lot of guys saying, Mr. Flair, please share your indice fib retracement tool or settings, right? I have a video, I'll put the link over here, right? It is about my trading view, my color scheme and everything. But for the guys who are already here, check this out. This is for the the fib retracement for the indices, right? So this is 0, this is 73. This is the only ones I turned on, guys, right? Makes it easier for me. So the 73 and the 61 is just mainly for the indices, and then the 1 and the 0.8 is just to make sure that I do have like TPs, but that's the only thing I have on, guys. So now, pulling price back to its original daily time frame, we can see that what we can anticipate for NASDAQ is that if this is the confirmed high and this guy doesn't keep on pushing higher and higher, we can anticipate a retracement just to fill out these fair value gaps that we have over here to respect this zone that we've marked out off of the indicator, right? And then it's gonna push all the way to the top, and then we're gonna execute relatively based off of this point over here, with our buy limit relatively chilling over there, and then our stop loss just below. Remember, there is a fair value gap, or quote unquote in imbalance, so we have to give it some room to breathe. We can even see there's a nice order block too for the order block traders, guys. So it's looking really nice. I think all of us are looking at the same perspective, listening to a lot of the traders as well, who are planning on buying this thing relatively soon, right? But nonetheless, that's what we can see for NASDAQ. Let's move over to gold. All right. So this is gold on the daily time frame once again. So with gold, it's totally different. Gold has already made its all-time high. It was just basically the analysis we have for NASDAQ played out on gold more than NASDAQ in and of its own, right? So with gold, we can already see that this thing has been on an uptrend. I think it's been on an uptrend since October 2022. This thing has been skyrocketing all the way to the top, and we're currently chilling here at its all-time high, right? So I anticipate that gold will still push all the way to the top, right? But another thing that we need to be very wary of is that we need to look at gold in terms of in and of its own, right? And I always tell my clients this because a lot of people want to master gold. Gold is a pair that is very influenced by the fundamentals. So for example, when there's a lot of fear in the market, a lot of people tend to invest it into gold because it's a safe haven. We all look at gold as, even going back to, 10,000 years, but 1,000 years ago, 1980s, 1990s, 1950s, guys, gold was a commodity that us as humans has looked at it because it's valuable and it's rare, right? And to have the opportunity to invest in it is very lucrative, mainly because it's a safe haven, guys. Imagine if you're an investor, if you put your money in gold, as much as it is volatile, it has a trend, guys. It has been moving higher and higher, and it's not going to lose so much value, you get what I mean? Compared to your indices and your instruments that are very volatile, that can change any minute, a lot of people usually invest into gold like that, right? So that is a nugget for you guys out there, right? But we can see that gold did break structure over here. And what did I say about breaks of structures? Breaks of structure indicate trend continuations. So between this trend over here, we were supposed to be looking for what? For buy setups. We have a low, we have a high, and then between this range, we knew that we're eventually gonna buy sooner or later, right? Now when we tap over to the 4-hour time frame, we can already see that price already came to this zone over here and retraced all the way to the top. That's mainly because on the daily time frame, we do see that it did respect via this order block over here, right? I was looking at executing via based off of the retracement from the fib retracement for gold, right? I'll even pull it out. I'll tap into gold like this, right? This is the point where I was interested in. But remember, guys, I knew that the elections are coming up, so I was really mindful and really patient, especially with gold, because it is very volatile, especially when it comes to things like elections, guys. So now I'm gonna remove this one, but just to show to the guys that are interested in the gold one, this is the 0, this is 0.5, 61, 71, and negative 0.08, right? So this is the coordinates for what? For the Fibonacci retracement tool for gold, right? So now we can see that this guy respected this this daily order block, and then we got a retracement all the way to the top. Now we'll go to the 1-hour time frame, because we already saw on the 4-hour time frame there's really nothing much to trade off of. We see that price did purge liquidity on the lower time frames like this, bingo bango, and prices already pushed all the way to the top, right? So now with gold over here, I think we could even pull out the Fibonacci retracement tool. It is very viable, right? This is the 50%, this is the 61%. The way I would go about executing this is coming over here with my buy limit relatively over here, SL relatively below this low. We can see that there's two fair value gaps, or what we call a BPR, and we have a an order block as well from our order block traders, guys. So you just have to understand that you can either execute via off of the order block or the lowest fair value gap. For my swing traders, you guys can put yourself in a very comfortable position knowing that you're gonna get tapped in regardless. Funded accounts, guys, this is what you're supposed to be going for: TP1, TP2, or you could even hold it all the way to the top, depending on how far NASDAQ is gonna retrace. Because I've noticed NASDAQ and gold usually don't make all-time highs together. If something is moving up, something is definitely moving down, right? So we're interested to see how this moves. But for now, we'll even target this zone over here just to be safe, because we're still skeptical about everything. We'll just take this trend and then let it push all the way to the top for a nice 1:3, eat and leave. Simple, guys. But nonetheless, it's looking pretty good. Let's tap over to German. All right. So this is German 30 on the daily time frame. German 30 is one of my favorite pairs, guys. And the main reason I say this is because you could trade it in London session, you could trade it New York session, guys. It's really nice. But with the elections, this thing was freaking choppy. It was marinating everybody. It was going up and down. But what we can see from this guy is that already when I pull out my Fibonacci retracement tool for indices, right, this was originally what we were looking for, right? Because of the elections, this guy has been moving sideways for a minute. Hence why, guys, last week was probably the best time to stay away from the charts, right? So now we'll even go over to the deeper time frames, right? So I can make things much even much easier for you guys, so you guys can see, right? That's the low, that's the high of the day, right? Or the relative high and the relative low, guys. For me, I just like doing this mainly because it makes it easier for me to understand what am I focusing on, because it's easy to focus on all of this when what you're supposed to be focusing is between this range, right? So when I go over to the 4-hour time frame, it makes things a bit easier for me to understand. So check it out. We have a low over here. Price pushed all the way to the top, making this high. Price proceeded to push all the way to the downside, and then elections was just moving sideways. So with German 30, I would even say that it only started moving nicely after the elections, like maybe Thursday, Friday. We saw some much more cleaner price action. I am anticipating it to go a bit to the highest, but when we check over the weekly time frame, guys, this is something that made me really like understand that this thing could go either or, right? So when we check it over the weekly guys, the weekly time frame, we can see that already over here we have a break of structure. Break of structure indicate what? Trend continuations. Change of characters indicate what? Trend reversal. I'm gonna keep on saying this because it's the premise of market structure. If you can get this right, it's gonna be so much good, guys. So now as you guys can see, bingo bango, we even have a purge of liquidity over here, right? And prices push all the way to the top. So what I am seeing is that for German 30, maybe we can find ourselves retracing all the way to the downside relatively over here, guys. And it's much more possible, mainly because looking at it on of its own, this is the Gantt box. We're at our premium, and then this is our discount with a nice big fair value gap on the weekly time frame, right? And already on the daily time frame, we'll tab over to the daily time frame, right? We can already see that there's a whole lot of choppiness, but we already felt at the fair value gap. So with German 30, it's more so paying attention to it on a much more deeper level. I think maybe Monday, Tuesday, we'll see how it starts moving, but I really would like to see it starting to fall all the way to the downside, because immediately once this low is broken, we know we can marinate it all the way to the downside. We can catch multiple entries all the way to the downside. But if that doesn't happen, and maybe we come and purge liquidity over here, and we push and we change some sort of structure over here, we could even get entries to push high and high, guys. I think with the markets, you have to be unbiased. Like, you can't be subjective, you have to be objective, you have to be open-minded to seeing different types of opportunities, right? Hence why I always preach to the clients as well, these probabilities and then these possibilities as well. So it's possible that this pair could just push all the way to the top, but the probabilities is maybe it's gonna come and fill out these fair value gaps that we have over here, right? So now the word of this video, usually I wing it, but this time I actually came prepared, guys, because there's a few things that I did think about and I wanted to share with you guys. Maybe we'll do, it's not necessarily, it's like a topic, 2 topics that I want to talk about is number 1, growth over perfection, and number 2, embracing setbacks, guys. So firstly, growth over perfection, guys. One thing for sure that I've noticed is that with trading, you can't necessarily chase that perfection. You can't chase the 100% win rate strategy. There isn't such thing like that, guys. If a strategy is giving you 40% to 50% win rate, it's your job to make sure that your RR makes sure that you put you in a very lucrative position to make money, guys, right? So if you are a trader right now, understand that you need to make sure that you're trying to grow every day. Like, Mr. Flair, what do you mean by that? Journaling, guys. Journaling is the only way you're gonna see what mistakes you're doing. I would even argue that last week I was journaling a lot of my trades, and I've noticed that even FOMO still kicks me even now, guys. You get what I mean? And it's like no one's gonna come and tell you that Tepo or John or Lindo or Tony, you have to fix your FOMO, your psychology. Those are the things that help you with psychology, guys. With journaling, sorry to say, but growth over perfection is something that you need to put in your mind. Don't chase that perfection. Just make sure that you're growing every single week. Better entries, better mindset, better overall well-being, guys. And then the second one is embracing setbacks, guys. So setbacks is a painful one, especially for the guys who are new to the game, because they don't understand. And it's like, number one, with trading, dude, you're gonna lose money for years, guys. I'm only tapping into my 3rd year. I'm not a millionaire yet, but I'm getting to that point where I would be genuinely happy with the profits I'm making, So now it's just a matter of scaling, guys. And of course, guys, even as a mentor, even as a trader, guys, we do have setbacks. And one thing I don't like about South African traders, so to say, is that they don't really post a lot of the things that traders need to see, because it's always blue screens, make money, withdraw, buy this, buy that. But it's always good to show the traders that, okay, cool, sometimes you might not have a proper price action, sometimes you're doing nonsense and you don't even know it, and those are the things that you need to really look at, right? And I know for sure for me as a trader that I'm gonna keep on doing this thing for you guys, regardless of whether I do have a car or not, or whether I'm not a big guy or an influencer. But I understand that eventually, it's gonna pay off at the one day, and even if it doesn't pay off monetary wise, I know a lot of the guys who are watching this are gonna find so much value. If I wish I had someone who was posting videos like this consistently, where I could watch them really learn the actual skill, guys, the actual skill. That's what I needed when I started, and I'm where I am right now, and I believe that my sole purpose is not to change the industry, but to become that guy that some people can look up to and really, learn off of. Maybe it's not even about trading, guys, not even about profits. It could even be about mindset. It could even be the way that I articulate myself, the way that I think, the way I approach the markets. You get what I mean? Because a lot of you guys that even watch my videos don't even trade SMC. Like, some of you guys trade price action. Some of you guys just watch me mainly just for inspiration. You like the content I put out, and I do my best to make sure that all of you guys are well fed, right? You're taking to the proper route. I'm not gonna come here and sell my courses, guys. I do have a course, but I'm not gonna come here and advertise it like crazy. If you guys are interested, and if I touch your spirit and your soul, and you genuinely want to learn from me, I know you're gonna go to the link and click and text me, and we'll work. But nonetheless, guys, it is another week. It is another dollar. If you watched till the end and you found value, bro, please make sure to hit the subscribe. It is a road to 1,000. For me, that's the all-time goal, especially for the year. It's the last goal that I have to cross off my checklist, that K. Once we get to that point, guys, I will be genuinely happy for the work that I've done this year. But nonetheless, guys, it is another week. It is another dollar. Flare out.